Wow, it's a crowded room. Good afternoon, everybody. Very happy to see you all here, including online. My name is Frank Bousquet. I am the Deputy Director overseeing Global Partnership at the IMF Institute for Capacity Development. We are really delighted to welcome all of you to this event and sincerely thank you for joining us today, both in person and online. Today's event is dedicated to the IMF main multi-partner vehicle for providing statistic technical assistance and training to developing economies, the Data for Decision Fund. You're going to hear a lot about D4D. During this event, we will share an update, first on the achievement of the first phase of the D4D fund, but we're also excited, and it's probably even more important, to take this opportunity to officially launch this new second phase, which will begin in May 2025, next month. So in this context, I really would like to extend our gratitude to all the current partners for their invaluable support, and we are thrilled to announce our new partners as well, who will be joining us on this important journey. Some of them are in the first row. Before we dive into our discussions, we would like to share a short video that highlights the impact and scope of the D4D fund. Please go ahead and run the clip. Thank you.
In today's fast-moving world, quality data is crucial. It is the game changer that empowers decision makers to navigate challenges and seize opportunities, driving smarter policies and building stronger economies. But here's the question: how do we equip low-income and fragile countries with the quality economic data they need to make smarter decisions? The answer is the D4D Fund, Data for Decisions, a multi-partner initiative from the IMF designed to unlock the power of data where it's needed most.
We are receiving many questions from the citizens regarding the data. Because of transparency, publishing all the data in order to be available for stakeholders to assess. Important thing is communication between citizens and the government is strengthening.
Through the D4D Fund, the IMF is helping vulnerable members generate critical data to drive evidence-based policymaking across different economic sectors. In Phase 1, we've already made significant strides, offering over 440 technical assistance activities in 80 countries, and more than 16,000 participants benefiting from D4D Fund's 12 online learning course curriculum. But we're just getting started. Phase 2 is where we take it to the next level, expanding to new frontiers. Environmental and climate change statistics that are macro-critical, data standards to ensure transparency, consistency, and accountability. And the D4D Fund is harnessing the power of big data and emerging technologies. With Phase 2, we're ensuring that policymakers in low-income and fragile countries are equipped with quality data to craft policies that are well-informed, effective, and inclusive. And you, our visionary partners, are at the heart of this transformation.
With better data and analysis, policymakers can make better decisions, react more quickly in a crisis, and ultimately design policies that support inclusive growth.
Your partnership with the D4D Fund is an investment in the future through the right tools that will drive economic growth, improve lives, and help countries unlock the full potential of economic data. The time to act is now. Become a partner in the D4D Fund. Let's empower the world with data together.
Excellent. So I really hope this video has whet your appetite to hear more from our esteemed speakers. And without further ado, I would like to invite the IMF Deputy Managing Director, Bo Lee, to the stage for his welcome remarks. Bo.
Good afternoon. Warm welcome to everyone. We are gathered to celebrate the remarkable achievements of the Data for Decisions D4D Fund as we conclude its inaugural phase. This milestone not only marks the successful completion of our initial efforts, but also paves the way for an exciting expansion in the upcoming phase. The importance of data for decision-making by governments cannot be overstated, particularly as our members strive to navigate complex issues such as inflation, fiscal, and public debt challenges. Accurate data analytics empowers governments to craft targeted policies that address the specific needs of their populations, ensuring resources are allocated efficiently and effectively. They also enable relevant authorities to assess the impact of economic policies and adjust them as needed. And through data dissemination, governments can enhance transparency and accountability, foster public trust, which ultimately lead into more informed and responsive governance. Unfortunately, investing in data collection and analysis often takes a backseat. Yet, as IMF's member countries face an increasingly challenging environment, high-quality data's role in ensuring macroeconomic and financial stability cannot be underestimated. A stepped-up effort from the international community is required. That is why, together with our international partners, we have expanded the scope of the D4D Fund for its upcoming phase, integrating key priorities such as debt and data transparency, as well as financial inclusion. The D4D Fund is perfectly placed to nimbly and efficiently respond to these new needs. The success of the D4D Fund would not be possible without the support of our partners, including Luxembourg, Korea, Switzerland, Japan, the Netherlands, and China, who have all renewed their support for the new phase, as well as the European Commission, Germany, and Norway, who all contributed to the first phase. I am also delighted to welcome our newest partner, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Your partnership and your presence today underscore the importance of our collective commitment to leverage data for informed decision-making. We look forward to embarking on this journey together through the second phase of the D4D Fund. Thank you again for joining us today. And I also have to apologize because I have to leave now to join another meeting, but I wish you a very productive discussion today, and also looking forward to working with our partners to support our membership. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Managing Director. We now hand over to someone who is not in the back seat, but clearly on the front seat on this agenda, Bert Krause, who is the IMF Chief Statistician Data Officer and Director of the Statistics Departments, to give a flavor about what the D4D has been doing since its creation, and also the plans for the upcoming phase. Bert?
Thank you, Frank. Excellencies, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to join Deputy Managing Director Bo Li and welcome you to the significant event, the launch of Phase 2 of the Data for Decision Fund, D4D2. The D4D Fund is the IMF's flagship initiative for strengthening statistical capacity worldwide ensuring that IMF member countries have the data they need to make informed decision making. This week, I have the privilege to meet many country authorities, and it's clear that there is a large demand for our assistance and that the cooperation is appreciated a lot. Since 2018, the D4D Fund has supported over 80 countries, particularly low and lower mid-income countries and fragile and conflict-affected states, in developing robust and consistent macroeconomic statistics. And we'd like to thank our partners without whom this would not have been possible. China, the European Commission, Germany, Japan, the Republic of Korea, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, and Switzerland for the precious support, but also the guidance throughout the phase 1 of the D4D Fund. And the D4D Fund have delivered concrete benefits to our member countries, and that's obviously the idea, to develop new statistics that are used in practice. As you will hear today, with D4D funded support, Cambodia developed a residential property price index, enabling its central bank to better monitor financial sector stability risks. Bangladesh has improved the coverage of its external sector statistics, providing a more accurate economic picture to guide monetary and trade policies and better monitor and assess external vulnerabilities. And with D4D funded assistance, Zambia has begun to address data gaps in the balance of payment statistics, which help better monitor external sector developments. And these success stories are emblematic of the broader reach and impact of our statistical capacity development program, which has not only led to more high-frequency core economic indicators, but also to more reliable public sector debt statistics and expensive indicators of financial inclusion. Additionally, as you have seen in the video, our multilingual online learning curriculum has already benefited over 16,000 learners all over the world, expanding statistical expertise globally. And phase 2 of the D4D Fund will build on these achievements. It will further strengthen and modernize statistical agencies, statistical systems in LMICs and FCS to support evidence-based policymaking, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the transition to more resilient economies. The D4D Fund will also promote data transparency as a global public good and focus on the use of the data. As countries navigate through macroeconomic shocks and pursue sustainable growth, the need for timely, high-quality statistics has never been greater. Yet, as DMD Lee also said, national statistical programs and LMICs remain largely underfunded. We extend our gratitude to our partners for the second phase, China, the Republic of Korea, Japan, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Switzerland for the generous commitment to this new phase. Without you, this would not have been possible. I invite other development partners to join this transformational journey in empowering the world with data. With your support, we aim to mobilize $40 million over the next 5 years to meet the evolving statistical needs of our member countries, and in particular those countries where capacity improvements are needed the most. Thank you, and I hand over back to Frank.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bert, for providing really a comprehensive overview of the context surrounding our decision today. And actually, to illustrate the impact of our work in this area further, we are really fortunate to have the opportunity to hear from representatives of 3 countries that are directly benefiting today from the D4D Fund. To get us started, it's my distinct pleasure to invite Mr. Hassan Mansour, Governor of the Central Bank of Bangladesh, to the stage. Mr. Mansour will shed light on the tangible impact of our collaborative efforts and the importance of this initiative for Bangladesh. Governor.
Let me, at the beginning, thank IMF and the Statistics Department for taking this initiative. We all know that data collection, data processing itself is a very boring task. But its importance for us who are policymakers, or for some of us who are in the research of analysis and doing, the importance cannot be undermined. It is vital. And often it is the quality of data, it is the absence of the range of data undermines policy making. Basically, we all want to make evidence-based policies. And for evidence-based policies, we need data. And often, the quality of data in countries like Bangladesh and many other countries, developing countries particularly, enormously suffers because of capacity, technical abilities to process, and also interventions from political sources. These are realities. So often political headline items are often also subject to some kind of interventions and leads to misguided policies, for example. I have seen myself, if the quantity of production data of rice is overstated for some reason, politically, we at the end get a surprise which has a political price also. What is it? Like suddenly we have to scramble for importing rice to meet the domestic demand, to stabilize prices, and so on. But source of misinformation or source of the problem lies in inadequate data which does not meet the reality. So we have to be very careful about the collection of data, processing of data, the methodologies used in processing the data, and also the integrity of data not being politically interfered with. It's very important, as I see in my own country as well. Very recently, IMF has supported us with balance of payment, particularly export data, which was very significantly overstated. It was a sincere mistake because multiple agencies were involved and there was a double counting that was going on and the money was not there. So as we observed that there is no flow of resources, we determined that there's a problem. So we sought help from the IMF. It came, sorted out. Of course, export level went down by 5-6 billion, but so be it. Fact is that we are using the correct data and correct policy response in view of the correct data. So what I would underscore here, 2-3 points. One is IMF has been tremendously supportive, in my country in particular, I'm sure across the globe as well, in putting together quality national accounts, revising, and processing of data, and that has been very helpful for policy-making purpose. Secondly, that's where I think something more could be done, is protecting the integrity of data from political interference. Maybe we have to look at the institutional arrangements. Why would a minister be authorizing the release of data? Why it cannot be automatically released by technical people who are processing the data themselves and put it on the website on time, because these are market sensitive as well. So these kind of issues may have to be looked at, the governance of data departments or the statistics departments and so on in various governments. That should also, we should look at. So I've not elaborated anymore. Time is 3 minutes. I've just finished with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Governor. I think it was really excellent. I would like now to invite Mr. Denis Kalyala, Governor of the Central Bank of Zambia, to come to the stage and also to share his experience. Governor.
Thank you very much, Moderator, and the Statistics Department for the kind invitation to the Bank of Zambia to be part of this very important event. I think I'll ride on what my colleague from Bangladesh has said on the need for data. I think it cannot be overemphasized that we all want to have evidence-based decision-making, but that obviously calls for timely data, that is, all the qualities that he has explained. In our case, the problem, I think, we go back in 1991 when actually we liberalized the economy from a command type of economy, which meant that we did away with exchange control arrangements. Now, I think that may have been done too hastily because we kind of threw away the tools for data collection as well. So each time we tried to get more information, people had the notion that we are going back to exchange control. So that was a big problem, and we find that in our balance of payment statistics, the other items net was such a big item. Now, how do you make sense out of that? So in various missions that were coming from the IMF, the World Bank, this was a sticking point until we said, no, look, we need to break this down. So in 2022, we had the mission from the IMF, the balance of payments statistics, who looked with us what was going on. And they were kind enough that we could actually go to some of the areas where the mines in that. And that was very, very important in demystifying the need for information, because we cannot make good decisions without that. That also demystified the notion that when you are collecting data, it's more for exchange control arrangements. So last year, we were able to launch the e-balance of payment system with export tracking. It was very heavily contested idea because they thought that we are interfering in the operations of the companies. But with the IMF on our side, it made it possible for all to agree that it was necessary to do. So I'm happy to say that that process is proceeding well. We are now moving to the services side because we have anchored the goods side. So really, the need for data cannot be overemphasized, as I said. So for us, we really are very appreciative to the support, and you stayed with us. We have also been able now to make a distinction, what we consider domestic transactions from external transactions. When we are trying to say, okay, we are going to use our local currency for domestic transactions, we got support from the fund colleagues. But before, it was very difficult to make that point and convince people that the two were separate. So we are very grateful for this initiative, and we really encourage that more funding be made available. Many other countries, I think, need this kind of support going forward. I think we talk of the SDGs. Without data, we are really not managing anything. So we thank you again for the support that you have extended to the Bank of Zambia and Zambia in general. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Governor. Thank you to you to actually show the powerful testimony how useful this support is. I would like now to invite Mr. Rath Sovanorak, who is Deputy Governor, National Central Bank of Cambodia, to come to the stage.
Thank you, moderator. Honorable Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the National Bank Cambodia, it is my great honor and pleasure to deliver a short remark on manifest the benefit of the data for decision D4D fund in strengthening the statistical capacity of Cambodia as well as the member countries. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the launch of the Phase 2 D4D fund in pursuit of furthering the benefit of this important project. Thanks to the D4D fund support, Cambodia reached a major milestone with the official launch of the Residential Property Price Index (RPPI) in June 2022. Early this year, the NBC received the IMF technical support, which took the RPPI to the next level with the enhanced methodology building on previous mission. Specifically, the mission supported our technical team in terms of applying improved compliance compilation method and procedures, developing material for the effective dissemination of the updated RPPI, delivering hands-on training to the NBC staff, engaging key data users across government agencies, and exploring ways to enhance the RPPI using comprehensive administrative data for long-term planning. As a result of the effort, we can see a remarkable improvement in the updated index, which now better reflect the condition of the real estate market in Cambodia. This in turn contribute more timely and accurate insight for effective policy making. For example, the RPPI is utilized by the NBC in the following ways. The RPPI provides real estate market information that contribute to the policy decision in a timely and appropriate manner for the Monetary Policy Committee and annual report of the NBC. The RPPI is used in the financial stability reviews to serve as a key tool for the NBC to analyze and assess Cambodia's economic and financial landscape, highlighting risks in the financial sector, especially in the banking system, and guiding policy response. Last but not least, the RPPI provides official information for stakeholders and the public on recent price development in the residential property market. Seeing its effect, this real-world experience serves as further evidence of how critical high-quality data is to support effective policy making. To achieve sustainable progress in statistical capacity development, it is also important to have strong collaboration among national institutions, the IMF, and the donor. In conclusion, we sincerely appreciate the assistance made possible by the D4D Fund, and we fully support the goal of the next phase. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Governor. It was really truly heartening to hear from all of you about the significance of the capacity development provided by the D4D Fund in your own decision-making process. Your feedback also has reassured us that we are on the right path in delivering the support to all our member countries, which is in this critical. So we're going now to shift to the other side on the first row on the representative of the development partners of the D4D Fund, without whom we will not be here today. As Deputy Managing Director Boli mentioned in his opening remark, the success of the D4D Fund would not have been possible from all the financing from the first phase and now the second phase. In particular, we are honored to have with us today the early supporters of the upcoming phase 2. So to start, I would like to invite to the stage Mr. Kentaro Ogata, Deputy Vice Minister, Ministry of Finance from Japan.
Thank you very much, Frank, and good afternoon, everybody. Let me first congratulate the launch of the second phase of the D4D Fund, building on the success of the first phase. And I'm so pleased to learn that there has been lots of success stories, including in Bangladesh, Zambia, and Cambodia. That's a great achievement. As mentioned many times already, the high-quality statistics are essential for evidence-based policy making and business decision. Strong statistics systems enable governments to implement effective fiscal and monetary policies. And they also help countries attract more investment and support the government to fulfill accountabilities to taxpayers. sufficient, accurate, and up-to-date statistics are also vital for IMF's policy advice in surveillance and lending programs. On the side of us, Japan has been the long-standing supporter for the IMF's capacity building, especially in developing activities, especially in domestic revenue mobilization, debt management, and debt transparency. And building a robust statistical system is essential for cross-cutting theme as the foundation for members to enhance their capacity in those important areas. This is exactly why Japan has been supporting D4D fund from the beginning. Today, I'm quite pleased to share with you our willingness to continue to support its new second phase with $1.4 million contribution for the first year. We believe that the D4D fund new phase will further promote fiscal transparency and accuracy, thereby contributing to sustainable and resilient economic growth. In particular, given that many low-income members are struggling with debt vulnerabilities, we would like to reiterate the importance of continuous focus on enhancing debt transparency. Lastly, we look forward to extensive contributions from other partners, including potential new donors, for the this important initiative. And I believe contribution to D4D is a wise choice, as strong statistics is a global public good that will help government, business, civil society, and international organizations to make a better decision. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Vice Minister. Many thanks also to Japan, who is our largest and oldest partner for not only on the D4D, but all IMF capacity development. I would like now to invite Mr. Michael Mans, Assistant State Secretary and Head of Financial System and Financial Markets at the State Secretariat for International Finance, Switzerland, to come to the stage.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to thank the organizers for setting up this excellent event, and it was also very interesting to follow the examples from 3 different countries. Switzerland has long recognized the critical role of reliable macroeconomic statistics in enabling evidence-based and accountable policy making. We are therefore a long-standing supporter of the D4D fund. In today's turbulent international environment, where budgets for statistical development are under pressure, closing data gaps and improving access to high-quality statistics is more important than ever. This is why Switzerland is proud to be among the first contributors to the Phase 2 of the D4D fund. While Phase 2 covers a broad range of interesting and important priorities, let me briefly highlight 2 areas of particular relevance to us. First, the fund's continued emphasis on improving the quality and transparency of public debt statistics is essential. With debt vulnerabilities in many countries at historic highs, debt transparency is crucial. It is crucial to monitor debt sustainability, maintain investors' confidence, and reduce risk of debt distress. In cases of debt restructuring or relief, comprehensive and reliable public debt data is indispensable to ensure a fair burden sharing and preserve trust in the process. Second, we welcome the stronger focus in Phase 2 on macro-critical climate statistics, an area where Switzerland has pioneered work through its bilateral capacity development portfolio. Access to robust environmental data is critical for designing effective climate policies and to identify potential risks to financial stability and to the economy. Yet, unfortunately, data availability in this domain remains limited, something the D4D fund is well positioned to address. Beyond these 2 priorities, we look forward to working with the IMF and with our partners across the full scope of Phase 2, and I would also like to echo Japan in that we, of course, would also look forward to having additional partners, including donors. Let me stop here. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Assistant Secretary. Thank you also to Switzerland, who is actually a key partner of the IMF in helping us to provide all the capacity development to low-income, middle-income countries as well. I would now like to call to the stage Abdulrahman bin Zaha, Assistant Minister, Macro Financial Policy and International Relations of the Ministry of Finance of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, who will now join the D4D Steering Committee for the first time. It's our latest partner.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 2 weeks ago, I met with Frank, Bert, and the relevant team, and we talked about the great achievements that D4D have achieved in its first phase and the aspirations of its second phase. So I would like to confirm that we formally support the second phase of D4D project. We believe it aligns well with our commitments to support informed decisions and building statistical capacity across the development world. Without good core data, decision makers are left flying blind and with little hope of making consistent, reliable decisions. We recognize clear synergies between the D4D initiative and our current bilateral and regional engagements. We are pleased that our partnership with the initiative will support the introduction of capacity building program in Arabic language. This will further expand the relevance and impact of statistical capacity development efforts to the countries that are often underserved. We welcome the planned shift from a delivery approach to capacity development to one based on supporting change management over time. Capacity development partners will judge success of the initiative based on lasting results achieved rather than efforts made. We will participate actively in the steering committee for the fund, drawing on our own experience with developing statistical systems while learning from the experiences of others. D4D can deliver truly important outcomes. I wish we have great collaboration to achieve them together. Thank you, Frank.
No, thank you very much, Assistant Minister. This is really good to have you with us today as the latest partner. As you know, we are broadening our donor base because there is a lot of demand from member countries. So having your participation today is very important. We just had an excellent, indeed, high-level dialogue that you mentioned in Riyadh. Like many partners that are here today, we're doing in Tokyo, we're doing in Switzerland. And this is really good to see how it matches also the priorities of the kingdom as well. Now, we now call to the stage Mrs. Ji-Yoon Choi, Deputy Director General of the International Finance Bureau, Ministry of Economy and Finance of the Republic of Korea.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, it is a great pleasure to join you today to celebrate the launch of Phase 2 of the Data for Decision Fund. In a world where uncertainty and complexity are the norm, data is no longer just a statistical input, it is a strategic asset. As many speakers pointed out, that sound macroeconomic policy depends on timely, reliable, and granular data. And increasingly, data is the foundation for tackling cross-cutting challenges such as climate risk and digitalization. Since 2018, the D4D Fund has become a flagship of the IMF's statistical capacity building, delivering over 440 technical assistance missions, improving data transparency, and expanding national and external statistics. Phase 2 builds on this success. It introduces a strengthened modular structure and also embraces big data and digitized administrative records, enabling countries to harness non-traditional sources to fill data gaps and improve responsiveness. As a steering committee member and contributor, Korea is proud to support this new phase. We've been firsthand how data-driven governance enhances credibility, accountability, and long-term resilience. We congratulate the IMF and partners on this launch, and Korea looks forward to continued collaboration ensuring all countries, especially the most vulnerable countries, have the tools, knowledge, and data they need to design better policy for a better future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Director General, but also for all the support that actually Korea is providing for the IMF capacity development, including on the first phase, and the significant support you are providing for the second phase. So thank you. Now, last but not least, it's with really great pleasure that I would like to invite Ran Lin, Deputy Director General, International Department, People Bank of China, and also the current chair of the D4D Fund Steering Committee to come to the stage. Ran, over to you.
Thank you, Frank. Good afternoon, everyone. It is a great pleasure to attend this D4D high-level event. As we all believe, high-quality and timely statistic data can help policymakers better understand the country's macroeconomic and financial performance and provides a solid foundation for policy making. Actually, China highly appreciates the relevant technical assistance in data collection from the fund in the past, which benefited us a lot. Therefore, China has always been working closely with the IMF on capacity building for macroeconomic statistics, including through our contributions to the D4D Fund, which provides a much-needed technical assistance to low-income and fragile countries. As IMF highlighted in its latest flagship reports, the global economy is facing a new wave of uncertainties and elevated downside risks. In such context, enhancing the data quality is more important than ever for evidence-based decision. The D4D Fund in Phase 1 has witnessed remarkable achievements and helping a lot of beneficiaries to improve their statistic data quality. It also enables us to better understand the complexity of the global economy and address the challenges that lie ahead. We note that D4D Fund as a new model, environmental and climate change statistic in Phase 2. This is critically important because it helps us to effectively measure and address the climate risks. We have pledged to contribute to Phase 2 of the D4D Fund. We hope more and more funding partners will join us as we move ahead. I'm confident that with our collective efforts, we will make D4D Fund more impactful in the future. Let me stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Director General. Thank you as well for China, with whom we have a strong partnership to provide capacity development, not only through thematic funds, such as the Data for Decision, but also the Global Public Finance Partnership, but also to our regional center, including in Africa. Thank you. So to all our partners, we really sincerely thank you for all your support of the IMF statistical capacity development activities. Now, due to time constraints, we cannot give the floor to all the partners today, but I want to acknowledge the strong and valuable support that we have received. Firstly, I would like to recognize our esteemed partner, Luxembourg. We thank you for being the first to commit to the new phase, as it has been the case with many other thematic funds, by the way, but also the Netherlands, the most recent of our partners to join Phase 2. Thank you for your ongoing collaboration. Our sincere thanks goes also to Germany, Norway, and the European Union for their vital partnership during the first phase, and we look forward to future collaboration. Moving forward, we are actually committed to continue broadening our partnership. You can see all our partners that were just in the screen before, to reach out the $45 million targets, which simply corresponds to all the needs of the countries and addressing all their statistical needs that have been emerging over the past few years. So now I will just like to conclude the event. I would like to thank all of you for your presence, not only online. I've heard there were many colleagues that were joining online, but also look forward to sharing more on the outcome and impact of the new phase in the future. Thank you very much.